Freud's On Transformations of Instinct, as exemplified in Anal Erotism, Abridged version. Observations made during psychoanalysis led me to suspect that the constant coexistence in any one of the three character traits of orderliness, parsimony, and obstinacy indicated an intensification of the anal erotic components in his sexual constitution. These modes of reaction had been established during the course of his development through the assimilation of his anal erotism. Each one of the three qualities, avarice, pedantry, and obstinacy, spring from anal erotic sources. The cases in which these defects of character were combined, and which, in consequence, bore a special stamp, the anal character, were merely extreme instances. In the development of the libido in man, the phase of genital primacy must be preceded by a pre-genital organization, in which sadism and anal erotism play the leading parts. It appears as if in the products of the unconscious, spontaneous ideas, fantasies, and symptoms, the concepts faces, money, gift, baby, and penis are ill distinguished from one another, and are easily interchangeable. If we penetrate deeply enough into the neurosis of a woman, we not infrequently meet with the repressed wish to possess a penis like a man. We call this wish envy for a penis. In other women, we find no evidence of this wish for a penis. It is replaced by the wish for a baby. It looks as if such women had understood that nature has given babies to women as a substitute for the penis that has been denied them. We can say what the ultimate outcome of the infantile wish for a penis is in women in whom the determinants of a neurosis are absent. It changes into the wish for a man, and thus puts up with the man as an appendage to the penis. The baby is regarded as lymph, as something which becomes detached from the body by passing through the bowel. A certain amount of libidinal taxation, which originally attached to the contents of the bowel, can thus be extended to the baby born through it. Linguistic evidence of this identity of baby and faces is contained in the expression to give someone a baby, for its faces are the infant's first gift, a part of his body that he will give up only on persuasion by someone he loves, for as a rule infants do not dirty strangers. Defecation affords the first occasion upon which the child must decide between a narcissistic and an object-loving attitude. He either parts obediently with his faces, sacrifices them to his love, or else retains them for purposes of autoerotic satisfaction, and later as a means of asserting his own will. If he makes the latter choice, we are in the presence of defiance, obstinacy, which accordingly springs from a narcissistic clinging to anal erotism. Thus the interest in faces is continued partly as interest in money, partly as a wish for a baby, in which latter an anal erotic and a genital impulse, envy for a penis, converge. The facial mass represents, as it were, the first penis, and the stimulated mucous membrane of the rectum represents that of the vagina. When later the child discovers that babies are born from the bowel, they inherit the greater part of his anal erotism. Faces, penis, and baby, all three are solid bodies. They all three, by forcible entry or expulsion, stimulate a membranous passage, i.e. the rectum and the vagina. Infantile sexual researches can only lead to the conclusion
that the baby follows the same route as the fecal mass.